Class, pay attention and take good notes. You will be tested on this material.
What we now know as Beverly Hills began in 1769 with Spanish explorers making their way up the California coast. Since that time, this city has been known as Rancho Rodeo de las Aguas, meaning Ranch of the Gathering of Waters, San Antonio, Villa Ranch, Santa Maria, Hamel and Denker Ranch, Morocco, and finally in 1907, Beverly Hills. In 1912, the Beverly Hills Hotel was built. What was once a mere bean field is now home of the hotel's famed bungalows, where Hollywood's elite escape for some well-deserved rest and relaxation. A leisurely jaunt down palm-lined Beverly Drive takes you past the homes of some of your favorite movie stars. This is Beverly Hills, a quiet bedroom community and home to a galaxy of stars. This is Beverly Hills, where you'll find the most exclusive shopping and restaurants in the world. A trip down Rodeo Drive and you'll see some of the hottest new designs by some of the hottest and most expensive designers. It's still the place where you'll find lots of stars and the most expensive real estate in the country. Jimmy Stewart, Marlon Brando, Dennis Quaid, and Meg Ryan are just a few of the stars who call Beverly Hills home. And now they share this chic address with the sensational TV show Beverly Hills 90210. Maximum Image, the video magazine, presents 90210 Behind the Zip Code. In our cover story, Making the Grade, we'll examine the reasons behind the success of Beverly Hills 90210. And in our feature stories, we'll take a close look at each member of the cast. Although he's one of the youngest members of the cast, Brian Austin Green is already a veteran actor. He began his career in television by appearing with Haley Mills during the first year of Saved by the Bell, which was originally called Good Morning, Miss Bliss. However, Brian already had roles in student films at USC, a PBS movie, and many television commercials to his credit. He went to work with Donna Mills on Knots Landing, playing her son Brian Cunningham for 3 seasons. Born July 15, 1973, 19-year-old Brian Austin Green is no stranger to the limelight, but his role as David Silver on Beverly Hills 90210 has launched him into superstardom. After one public appearance, he had to be taken away in an armored car when the crowd simply got too large to control. Despite the temptations offered by such fame, Brian Austin Green hasn't forgotten the truly important things in life. He enjoys a very close relationship with his mother, and his family and friends are important to him too. As an actor on a TV series, Brian doesn't have a lot of free time, but when he can, he enjoys surfing, skateboarding, tennis, snow skiing, and golf. But Brian's heart belongs to Tico, a 4-year-old Shih Tzu miniature.
Brian Green.
Honestly, I watch a lot of it because of Brian Green.
Because he's the most real guy. He doesn't put up a front. It seems like he's real. You know, he's like kind of insecure and kind of nerdy in a way, which makes him cute.
I like the transition they made from him being like kind of a nerd to kind of a cool guy.
Like David Silver, Brian Austin Green maintains close ties with his family and holds on to traditional family values. What Southern California high school campus is home to the fictional West Beverly High? A. Beverly Hills High. B. Torrance High School. C. Hollywood High. If you chose B, Torrance High School, award yourself 2 points. While some might think mega producer Aaron Spelling paved the way for his daughter to be an actress, the truth is Tori Spelling did it on her own. When she heard about the role of Donna Martin, Tori chose to audition for the director using the assumed name Toria Mitchell, and the show's producer couldn't be more pleased.
Probably the greatest thrill I've ever had in my life, because she's earned it. She's paid her dues.
Absolutely.
It's just special.
Tori's been lucky enough to have her parents' support in her career choices, even if it hasn't always been show business.
I wanted to be a manicurist first, and and then it changed when I was about 5, and acting was the one, and I stuck with it. He was always behind me. Whatever I wanted, he wanted me to go for it. Very supportive.
Though she grew up in one of the industry's most respected families, Tori earned her big break with guest appearances on a variety of TV shows, like Saved by the Bell, The Love Boat, and Fantasy Island. Tori makes a point to use her celebrity status to support important causes like the Youth AIDS Foundation. She was recently named spokesperson for this new organization whose mission is to prevent AIDS through education.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming. I just want to say how honored I am to be here tonight. I'm very honored to be a part of this organization. And all I can hope is that by being involved in this organization, I can help increase the awareness of AIDS in the teen community. Thanks again for coming. Thank you for your support. I think celebrities should definitely get involved because celebrities are what kids watch on TV. They're their idols. They look up to them. And a lot of times, if they tell them, what's right, listen to us, they'll listen most of the time. So I think it's very important that they send out that message to teens.
In the book 90210 Exposed by Bart and Nancy Mills, Tori relates how when her parents hesitated to name her Victoria for fear that her name would be shortened to Vicky, legendary Barbara Stanwyck suggested they call her Tori. Though Donna Martin can sometimes be snobbish, selfish, and pampered, Tori is known to be the complete opposite. Tori Spelling has proven herself in a competitive business and done so on her own terms. And now for our cover story.
My favorite show is Beverly Hills 90210.
I watched the first episode, and I really liked it a lot.
I've gotten pretty fond of it every episode I've watched so far.
There's some nice little episodes.
Because I like it.
It's about the only show that seems realistic, or I can kind of like relate to it. It relates to kind of like my age group and what's happening with people in my age group.
Yeah, I think they're pretty real.
Because all my friends do. We just kind of gather together on Thursday after we get off work and watch it.
Because it's interesting.
I watch with my kids. I watch it because I have teenagers, and I watch it because I watch what my kids watch.
I liked it because they were going through problems similar to which I was going through.
I think the show is so realistic that teens can really relate to it, and I think that's why they watch it. It's interesting, and they give you great lessons while you're growing up. The kids in the show are allowed to make mistakes and learn from them, and that's what life is all about. 90210 deals just with teenagers. We deal with issues they have, the problems that they have, and I think that because we send out messages to them, they kind of listen to us, look up to us, and it's kind of like our responsibility to teach them.
It talks about the 90s and how the teenagers live these days.
It's about like our problems. They do like things that happen in our life.
Like it deals like with teenage things that are going on right now.
I like the topics that it covers and the issues that it deals with.
The shows that we put out, the quality of it, the issues that we deal with, clearly.
About sex, drugs, just the way people react with problems.
I know a lot of girls that have wondered if they're pregnant or have problems like for peer pressure about drugs.
Mostly about drugs and keeping yourself healthy.
Relationships and parents, things between parents and friends.
Relationships, AIDS, divorce, friends dying.
Rape and abortion and just childbirth and just a lot of realistic things that are going on.
Problems that they have through the household and the family and amongst their friends.
Beverly Hills 90210 is currently the #1 rated show among teenagers. And no matter who you ask, the hard-hitting issues which the show presents have a lot to do with that. Rolling Stone magazine said the show owes its success to its unconventional approach to teenagers. It takes them seriously.
I think for a long time I've dreamt of this show in a strange way, about doing a show that says that being a teenager is tough and growing up is tough, as long as you show the joys of being young and the angst of being loved.
However, the show wasn't always a success. Since its first episode in October of 1990, it has been steadily climbing from the bottom of the ratings. Now it occasionally tops highly ranked Cheers in the Thursday night lineup. In the beginning, the critics were hardly giving 90210 rave reviews. LA Times TV critic Howard Rosenberg called it a zip code for stereotypes and stock characters. But luckily, no one paid attention to the critics, and word of mouth quickly spread, taking ratings through the roof. The show's popularity earned it a People's Choice Award for Favorite TV Program Among Young People, and the entire cast was on hand to gladly accept the award.
Come a long way, baby.
Certainly a very large part of the success of the show has been its acclaimed producer, Aaron Spelling. After accepting a special Lifetime Achievement Award at the People's Choice Awards, Aaron explained why he thinks the show with the famous zip code is so successful.
You gotta be lucky. You gotta find the cast. I don't care what any producer tells you. You know, it's the cast that makes the show, not the show that makes the cast.
And the cast of 90210 shares a devotion to their producer, which carries them through all the hard work of putting together a hit series.
You don't really realize he doesn't make this, he doesn't present himself as this man who's done like so much and we should all be in awe of him, although I guess we all are, but he makes us very comfortable.
I feel like he's my father. I have a wonderful father at home, but he's like my second father. He's the greatest man.
Of course, there's one cast member who is a little more like family than the rest.
It's not only wonderful to be on a hit series, but to be working with my father is just a dream come true.
Aaron Spelling doesn't actually live in Beverly Hills. He lives in nearby Holmby Hills, not what you would call a modest little neighborhood. This is his house while under construction. And this is how his house appears today, evidence of a long and prosperous career. Other shows to Aaron's credit include Charlie's Angels, Love Boat, The Mod Squad, and Dynasty. Everything that he is involved in seems to turn to gold, and many have attributed this to Aaron's exceptional talent in casting. Aaron modestly attributes it to some advice he got early on.
Dick Powell once said that you don't have to worry about anything else. Just look at their eyes, and they have stardust. And I one day asked Betty Davis what that meant, and she said, the ones who aren't going to be stars have mirrors. The ones who are going to be stars, they have windows where you can see through and see what's in their soul. And that's what they all had.
This formula certainly produced gold with 90210. All of the members of the cast now find their faces on the cover of every magazine. And their names on the tip of every teenage tongue.
Luke Perry.
Shannon Doherty.
Jason. Brian Green.
Jenny Garth.
This show is hot. Match the actors with the dead guys they portrayed. Tommy Pewitt played Tyler Benchfield in Life Goes On. Patrick Swayze played Sam in Ghost. And Douglas Emerson played Scott Scott in 90210. Jenny Garth has the kind of beauty that makes you think, or at least wish, that she's either a complete snob or terribly stupid. But neither could be farther from the truth. Jenny is a very down-to-earth, sweet person that you can't help but like.
Jenny is such a sweetheart, and she's a teddy bear. She comes in the morning and she wants, just give me a hug.
That's nice.
She's adorable.
Jenny has said that she didn't like her character on 90210 at all when they first started, and it is easy to see why. On the pilot, Kelly was a snobbish Beverly Hills rich kid who could have cared less about other people's feelings. In that first episode, Kelly tells Brenda that someone's always throwing a pool party, so you never get the chance to pig out. Luckily, the writers saw Jenny's potential and gave her character a lot more depth in later episodes. The real-life Jenny is nothing like Kelly Taylor. 21-year-old Jennifer Eve Garth was born on April 3rd in Champaign, Illinois, where she lived on a horse farm until she was 13 years old. She has a great love for animals, and during her days in Illinois, she rode in horse show competitions and reportedly even won Cleanest Pet at the Douglas County Fair. Jenny still loves animals, and she has 2 toy poodles named Sasha and Zach. When she was 13 years old, her family moved to Phoenix, Arizona, and when she was only 16, she moved to Los Angeles to pursue a career in acting. Jenny got her first big break starring opposite Barbara Eden on the NBC series called Brand New Town. However, the series only lasted 7 episodes. After that, she landed parts on Circus of the Stars, an episode of Growing Pains, and 2 Disney TV movies, Just Perfect and Teen Angel Returns, before being cast for 90210. Coincidentally, Jason Priestley was the star of Teen Angel Returns. While on the show, she plays an only child who is just beginning to communicate with her mother. Jenny enjoys a very close relationship with her family, including 6 brothers and sisters. While you may think that someone as attractive as Jenny would have a flock of boyfriends, she's really a one-man woman and is engaged to musician Dan Clark. Dan plays drums for several LA bands at music clubs all over town. With the money she has earned on 90210, Jenny has bought a house in the Sherman Oaks area of the San Fernando Valley. While Kelly Taylor would choose to be out all night partying or shopping until she dropped, Jenny prefers the peace and quiet of home. After a night of Hollywood excitement at the Emmys, Jenny wasn't off to any high-profile Spago party. Where was she headed?
Home.
The unbelievable success of Beverly Hills 90210 took her by surprise, and Jenny now finds herself in the center of the spotlight much of the time.
It was quite a shock. None of us really expected it. We were just trying to do our best work and make a show that was a lot of fun, and it kind of hit.
Like her other co-stars, she now has a large following of fans.
I really like Kelly. She's really good looking and everything.
Jenny Garth.
Kelly is so cute. She's just down to earth.
But despite all of her newfound fame, Jenny hasn't let it get to her. She's still the same charming person she has always been.
It's all fun. I mean, you have to take it lightheartedly and have a good time with it.
What's your favorite episode?
The one when the new girl called Millie Valentine, and when she drugged Brandon Walsh at the party, at some kind of party that they were invited to, and she drugged him, and he didn't want to even take the drugs, and she drugged him, and he got very mad at her, and they broke up.
The one about the drugs, like the euphoria, and how it gets slipped in his drink.
I saw a show with Jason Priestley where he dealt with doing drugs, and I thought it was a very mature way to handle it.
The wedding about Mal and Jackie.
Where she thought that she had breast cancer. I really liked the way that Brenda and her mother became so much closer through this, and it made her character grow up a little bit to realize that, you know, when you're young, you're so invincible, and to feel a lump in your breast at that young age, and to see how she dealt with it, it was really nice.
Who would have ever guessed the New Jersey-born and bred Ian Ziering would find such success on the Pacific Coast? The answer is actually quite obvious. Just about anyone who knew him or remembers Ian from his days as Cameron Stewart on Guiding Light, that's who. Ian has earned a reputation as a talented actor with a penchant for jokes and fun. Former Guiding Light co-star Beth Ehlers, in an exclusive phone interview, has this to say.
I think it was just the way that he said things, and the way that he was kind of, he would make a joke at his own expense all the time, which is a really nice quality in a person.
Hysterical. He's the funniest man on the planet.
Born on March 30th, 1964, Ian Andrew Ziering began his career at an early age. By the time he was in the 7th grade, most of his afternoons were occupied by auditions for commercials. His blonde hair, blue eyes, and all-American boy demeanor were quite a hit with advertisers and made him a very busy young actor. He had several lucrative years and made enough money to pay for college. He also bought his parents a new car in appreciation for all they had done to support his career. In addition to his commercial work, Ian had roles on the now-defunct soaps Love of Life and The Doctors. Ian also appeared as Brooke Shields' younger brother in the movie Endless Love and on Broadway in the musical I Remember Mama. During his final 2 years at William Patterson College, Ian appeared on Guiding Light, where his good-natured enthusiasm left its mark.
Ian was really down to earth. Everybody liked Ian. He had no pretensions about him, and just seemed to work with a really clear head and a good attitude about the whole thing. I can see his smile, that that was always there. Really, he was just such a nice person.
Ian still doesn't take his success for granted.
I saw him on a Regis and Kathy Lee once, and he was talking about it, and he seemed so just exactly the way I remembered him, and that, just grateful, really saying, wow, I can't believe this has happened to me, and what a great opportunity, and what a great job for me to have. And I was glad to see that it hadn't affected him in a negative way, and that he just seemed very selfless and very nice.
And on the night of the Emmy Awards, Ian proved that he's still a straightforward, genuine guy.
Actually, it was still kind of fantasy. I've watched him for years at home, and then coming here, I still couldn't buy into the fact that I was really here.
Ian is an all-around athlete who found time to be a member of the Mountain High swim team during his junior year. He also enjoys horseback riding and skiing. In the book Beverly Hills 90210 Exposed by Bart and Nancy Mills, Ian admits that he likes to spend a lot of his free time just hanging with his best friend, actor Carl Evans, and his 90210 pals Jason Priestley and Luke Perry. Although Ian's career has reached new heights with the success of 90210, he's still the same Jersey kid whose professionalism and talent started him on the road to Beverly Hills all those years ago.
I'm very happy for him. I think it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Every magazine has a horoscope section, but we've decided to make ours a bit different. Rather than tell you what's in your future, let's take a look at the characteristics of the zodiac signs of the cast of 90210. See if you think the gang is anything like their individual birth sign. Ian Ziering was born on March 30th, Jenny Garth on April 3rd, and Shannon Doherty on April 12th, which makes them all Aries. It should be no surprise that this sign is typified by vitality, aggression, and enthusiasm. At a party, the Aries man is the one cracking the jokes, the center of attention, and the charismatic guy every woman wants to meet. The Aries woman has an energy and enthusiasm that draws people to her. People born under this sign are natural leaders with a never-say-die attitude that tends to make them extremely successful at anything they do. It's no wonder these three share this sign with a bunch of impressive names like Marlon Brando, Warren Beatty, and Joan Crawford. Tori Spelling, born May 16th, falls under the sign of Taurus. This sign is typified by stability, honesty, and practicality. The Taurus woman could be called the Earth Mother. She is depended upon because she keeps a cool head in all situations. The Taurus man is that sensitive guy who is also strong and practical. No wonder Gary Cooper was a Taurus. People born under this sign tend to be very organized and methodical, which makes them very successful in business. The Taurus is full of creativity as well as a sense of purpose and a strong talent for handling money matters. With these traits, Tori could become the mega producer of the future. Other famous people born under the sign of Taurus include Barbra Streisand, Candice Bergen, and Fred Astaire. Brian Austin Green was born on July 15th under the sign of Cancer. Generally, those with this sun sign are highly creative, warm, and sentimental. They are often intensely altruistic, helping hurt puppies and stopping to give change to homeless people. Cancers are extremely devoted in their work, to the point of being dogmatic. Many Cancers are drawn to the film industry because of its intensity, creativity, and sheer competition. They strive for perfection in every detail and usually attain great success because of this. They gravitate to friends and family and are very compassionate and sensitive to others' needs. The list of famous Cancers reads like a who's who of the art world. Among them are Rembrandt, Marc Chagall, Degas, and Andrew Wyeth. Jason Priestley was born on August 28th, which makes him a Leo. The symbol for Leo is a lion, and as king of beast, people born under this sign are known as natural leaders with a larger-than-life quality. Because they are confident and have a natural dignity, Leos frequently find themselves in the spotlight, a place that makes them very happy. Most Leos have a strong sense of who they are and do well in public positions. They often find wealth, and while they enjoy the luxuries of success, they also like to share them with others. Leos enjoy throwing parties and showering their loved ones with generous gifts. Leos tend to be big kids, enjoying big kid toys and wonderful adventures throughout their lives. Perhaps this explains Jason's love of dangerous sports. Fellow Leo, the late business tycoon Malcolm Forbes, shared Jason's passion for motorcycles. Other famous Leos include Dustin Hoffman, Melanie Griffith, and superstar Madonna. Luke Perry was born on October 11th, making him a Libra. Generally the life of the party, Libras are filled with charm and a fantastic sense of humor. They are highly intelligent and creative. Libra men love women, and women love them. They love social situations and are the perfect entertainers. These guys love to constantly perform, whether on stage or in a living room, much to the delight of the audience. They have a special charisma that draws people like a magnet. Libras are very romantic and highly idealistic. Although they love the limelight, those born under this sign need lots of personal love, affection, and friendliness. What they get from friends and family is far more important to them than fame and fortune. Other famous Libras include Rita Hayworth, John Lennon, and George Gershwin. Gabrielle Carteris was born January 2nd under Capricorn. Women born under this sign are highly disciplined, organized super achievers. They have a strong sense of duty. Capricorns are goal-oriented and push themselves through any act of man or nature to get things done. They are detail-oriented almost to a fault. They are kind, responsible, and have extremely high integrity. In short, they're the kind of people you want as your friend. Because they are so diligent, they are very successful at anything they do. And they demand absolute perfection in all their endeavors. These traits will inevitably lead Gabrielle straight to the top, whether she's acting, directing, writing, or producing. She shares this zodiac sign with Humphrey Bogart, Marlene Dietrich, and Janis Joplin. Recently, during a Tonight Show interview, Gabrielle Carteris told host Jay Leno about her early days in the business, when well-meaning agents did everything they could think of to discourage Gabrielle from pursuing a career in acting. They told her that she didn't have the right look and that she just wasn't pretty enough for show business. But Gabrielle Carteris is one persistent woman, and her look came into style while her talent won out.
I think she looks good, and she's also has a brain on her shoulders there.
Gabrielle, a fraternal twin, was born on January 2nd, 1961. She and her brother Jim were raised by their mother after their parents divorced when the twins were 6 months old. During her own years at Redwood High School in Green Bay, California, Gabrielle was quite popular. She studied ballet for 8 years and was also able to travel through Europe, studying and performing mime. It wasn't until she was at Sarah Lawrence College in New York that Gabrielle committed herself to acting. After paying some dues in summer stock, Gabrielle went back to Europe and spent her junior year studying at the prestigious Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts in London. Upon her return to the States, Gabrielle completed her degree and began to pursue her career full-time. She landed roles in several after-school specials and a part in the film Jackknife with Robert De Niro. Gabrielle also appeared on the New York stage in Les Liaisons Dangereuses, the play upon which the movie Dangerous Liaisons is based. Her most visible role prior to 90210, though, was a 4-month part on the daytime drama Another World. She played a runaway named Tracy. One of her co-stars was Alexandra Wilson, who coincidentally played Luke Perry's love interest while he was on Loving. Like her 90210 character, Andrea Zuckerman, Gabrielle Carteris is very committed to positive social reform.
Gabrielle is the conscience of the show. Gabrielle, and in real life, it's actually the same.
It was Gabrielle who suggested that the cast make a donation in the names of the show's crew for Christmas 1991. The cast thought it was a great idea, so Gabrielle researched the needs of the community and arranged for the purchase of a van which is used to transport children to doctor's appointments by 2 nonprofit groups, Caring for Babies with AIDS and Tuesday's Child in the Los Angeles area. Gabrielle also gives her time to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the Starlight Foundation, and several other great organizations. As 1992 spokesperson for Dare America, Drug Abuse Resistance Education, Gabrielle made a personal appearance at a Philadelphia rally that was staged to encourage kids to stay clean and stay in school. 10,000 kids were on hand at the Spectrum.
And it makes a difference in my life, and I think it's important whether you're an actor or an athlete, just a person walking down the street, everybody needs to make a difference.
On May 2nd, 1992, Gabrielle married Charles Isaacs in a traditional Jewish ceremony. Charlie and Gabrielle met in New York, where he was her stockbroker. He proposed on Christmas Eve 1991 while the couple vacationed on Maui in Hawaii. As for children, Gabrielle told People magazine that she and Charlie want to travel around the world before starting a family. Gabrielle Carteris almost glows with success and happiness these days. And well, she should, because determination and hard work have helped her realize her dreams.
I hope Andrea and Brandon get together.
I think Andrea and Brandon really should get together, though, because they make a really, really good couple, and they've been friends for a long time, so I think they deserve each other.
I think Andrea could do better. Yeah. I think Andrea needs a new face. Brandon, she's like been pining after Brandon for such a long time. It seems like such a cop-out if Brandon finally... It's not, like, it wouldn't be true love, I think. It'd be like something he just kind of got used to or something. I don't know. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I don't think they should get together.
I think Brandon and Andrea are made for each other.
As a boy in Vancouver, British Columbia, Jason Bradford Priestley did what a lot of Canadian boys do. He played ice hockey and dreamed of becoming a professional player. He spoke about it during a February 1992 appearance on The Joan Rivers Show.
Every Canadian wants to be a hockey player. It's very good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you sacrifice life and limb for it.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of boys, Jason was already a professional actor. He gave up acting for a while at 13, but returned to it during his junior year in high school when he began to do community theater because he found that he missed performing. After all these years, Jason is still acting and still playing hockey.
Actually, I still play. I still play with a team called the Celebrity All-Stars. We travel around and play for charity. And,
so who are the celebrities?
We have Richard Dean Anderson, Dave Coulier, Matt Frewer, Alex Trebek. A lot of Canadians.
Who's the best on the team?
I am, definitely. The best players we have are a bunch of guys from the 80 Olympic team, from the U.S. Olympic team, Michael Luzioni, Eric Strope, and Jimmy Craig.
Who's the wimpiest? When I say, no, I'm sorry, because you can get hurt. One of the wimps.
I can't tell. I can't tell.
A semi-wimp.
A semi, well...
Alex Trebek, I bet you's a wimp.
But he's smart about it. I think the guy who actually gets in the most trouble and gets beat up by the other team all the time is Jason Hervey.
Although he's had many roles in television movies, Jason's biggest job before 90210 was the part of Todd Mahaffey on the 20th Century Fox television sitcom Sister Kate. He starred with English actress Stephanie Beacham, who has appeared on 90210 as Dylan McKay's eccentric mother. Jason's been a working actor long enough to know that fame may be fleeting, and it's best to keep it in perspective.
I really believe in the fact that if I can't do the things that make me who I am and that I've always done, that have made me the person I am at this point, then I'm going to change. And to change, to me, seems very wrong.
Those things include bungee jumping, sport shooting, and riding his motorcycle. While Jason is fun-loving and a bit of a daredevil, he's also pretty level-headed, a trait he shares with his character, Brandon Walsh.
We've all been out of high school for some time, everybody who's on the show.
Yeah.
But I think that the problems we deal with on the show are very universal, and we all dealt with them when we ourselves were in high school, no matter how long ago it was. And I think that also accounts for the large demographic that we have. We go all the way from 6-year-olds to 40-year-olds.
One thing's for sure, and that's the fact that Jason certainly appeals to a lot of people.
It's cute, because he's Nice looking.
Brandon.
Brandon has the most together. He has a nice attitude.
Brandon Walsh has it more together.
It seems like everyone goes to him whenever they have a problem, and they basically focus all the problems on him.
Jason feels really fortunate to be working with his 90210 castmates. From the beginning, he had the sense that things were going to work out well.
I was very lucky because in my auditions I got to read with Shannon because she'd already been cast, and Shannon's a really strong actress, and so it was good in that way because it's easier to read with an actress.
Jason is another member of the 90210 cast who gives freely of his time. He volunteers for Skate LA, an organization which teaches hockey to disadvantaged kids. You can catch Jason in the video I Drove All Night from the album White Knuckle Scorin'. The album features a variety of artists performing songs written by the late, great Roy Orbison, with all proceeds going to the Bobby Brooks Foundation to promote literacy. Jason's also involved with Jeff's Animal Companion Shelter Foundation.
I got hooked up with Jeff because I was going around to a lot of hospitals, children's hospitals and hospitals to see kids and see if I could make them happy for a minute, which is very important. And I needed something to coordinate that. So I hooked up with Bill and Jeff's Animal Companion Shelter, and it's such a wonderful program because it's actually medically proven that animal companionship is very healthy for you.
At 23, Jason, who was born on August 28, 1969, is still excited about the famous people he meets.
Well, a lot of fun things have happened. Like at the Golden Globes, I was presenting, and I presented an award to Burt Reynolds, and Burt was great. He comes up on the stage, and we all shake hands, and the all very perfunctory, proper thing to do. And he gave his little speech, and he turned around, and he went like this to me, and I went, well, either he's got a Bible there and I'm not seeing it, or he's giving me and I came over and I put my hand down low, and he said, and he gave me, I went, damn, and then he just went like this and grabbed me, and I was going, oh my God, Burt Reynolds hugged me on a stage. I can't deal with this. This is too good.
Jason will soon be seen in a new Columbia Pictures release to be directed by Penny Marshall. While the movie doesn't yet have a final title, it's about a group of friends in Nevada in 1962 who go to Los Angeles for a final fling before Jason's character is shipped to Vietnam. Their goal is to find Marilyn Monroe and take her on a date. Jason completed filming before going back to start his third season on 90210. Jason Priestley was lucky enough to know early on what it was that he wanted to do with his life, and luckier still, be good at it. It's a reasonable assumption that Jason has a big future ahead of him. Most of us have watched the Emmys and the Oscars on television and wondered what it would be like to grow up a star. Well, Shannon Doherty did. Although she was born in Memphis, Tennessee, she grew up in Hollywood and on TV. Her family moved to Los Angeles when Shannon was only 6, and she was only 10 when she landed her first acting role as Drusilla on a 2-part episode of Father Murphy, a Michael Landon production. Shannon went on to another Michael Landon show when she co-starred with Melissa Gilbert Brinkman on Little House, A New Beginning in the 1982-83 season. She continued her career, which by the age of 11 was already very impressive, with guest appearances on several TV shows. Additionally, Shannon provided the voice for one of the main characters in the animated feature The Secret of Nim, and had a small role in the movie Night Shift. In 1985, Shannon was in the movie Girls Just Want to Have Fun. She was cast in a few made-for-TV movies before getting her big break in 1986, playing Chris Witherspoon in the series Our House. And in 1989, she had a role in the movie Heathers with Winona Ryder and Christian Slater. For Shannon's 16th birthday, she was named Teen of the Year by a popular teen magazine, and the publication threw her a big party.
Happy birthday, Shannon. I'm sure everybody will want to join me in wishing you a very, very happy Sweet 16.
Not many people have guests like former Knots Landing star Tanya Crow and Step by Step's Brandon Call at their Sweet 16 party, and Shannon counted herself lucky.
I really didn't expect it, and it's just nice that they did something like this, and it's nice that I have guests such as Luke, and it's just very nice.
Also on hand to help Shannon celebrate were her co-stars from Our House.
This is Carrie Houlihan. She plays Molly Witherspoon. She plays my sister, in which I can't say little sister anymore because she's growing up, she's getting taller, she's becoming more and more beautiful day by day. And this is Nicole Dubik, and I said your name right, didn't I? Dubuque. I don't care. And this is, she plays Carrie's best friend. And she's adorable. She's becoming more beautiful every day. I get in competition on the show, gotta keep up, gotta start working out. And these are my sisters, my honeys.
Like many of her 90210 castmates, Shannon believes in using her celebrity status to help causes in which she believes. When she was 16, she was spokesperson for the American Lung Association.
I'll be doing commercials for them, non-smoking ads, helping out, conveying a message to the kids across the country, teenagers my age, that smoking is very harmful to you and don't do it.
Any actress who has been in the public eye as much as Shannon Doherty gets a lot of fan mail. At her 16th birthday party, she spoke about how she felt when she received her first fan letter.
It was exciting, because they wrote into me, and it was mainly to compliment me on my acting. And that's very nice when someone takes the time to write to you, and it's just, for an actress, it's probably one of the greatest rewards to know that your public really, really likes you. And it was so exciting to me because I got it, actually, it was on Father Murphy. It was the very first fan mail I got, and I opened it up and I read every single letter and I wrote back to all of them, and it's just like, it was such a great feeling because I thought people are out there, they're watching me and they really like me, and it's very overwhelming.
Shannon's fans are very important to her, and she made the commitment long ago to give them special attention.
I feel like if the people took the time to write to you, you should take the time to write back. And so I do. I'm very supportive, and my fans are very supportive of me. Some of them have been with me ever since Father Murphy and Little House, the very beginning. And it's people like that you really have to show some consideration to, and it doesn't matter who you are. You need to take these people in mind and write to them.
At only 21, Shannon's already enjoyed an extensive and prosperous career, and Shannon hasn't lost sight of the importance and value of close friends and family. She has always had a strong relationship with her parents, but of course, there was one very special person in Shannon's life for quite some time. Sadly, things between Shannon and former fiancé, Chicago real estate developer Chris Faufus, didn't work out as they had planned, and the couple broke up recently. But Shannon is getting on with her life and is now dating Scott Thomas, lead singer of the LA-based band called A. Shannon's character on the show, Brenda Walsh, enjoys a lot of popular support. Much like Shannon herself, Brenda has remained down to earth despite the glitz and glamour of Beverly Hills. Shannon told TV Guide that she thinks Brenda is a positive role model, even if Brenda isn't perfect. But Brenda does learn from her mistakes, and perhaps that is the lesson for us all. Brenda Walsh is filled with the naivete of a young girl as she's growing up. On the other hand, Shannon has the savvy of a professional who's been in show business for a number of years. She is quick to point out that Shannon and Brenda are not the same person.
I am not Brenda and he's not Brandon, but we do relate to the problems that we're dealing with on the show.
Whether it's the Midwestern innocence of Brenda Walsh or Shannon's natural beauty, there is something about both of them that makes Shannon one of the most popular people on the show.
Brenda is helpful and responsible.
She's real pretty, I think.
She's the most secure. I just like the way she acts.
I think her character's annoying, but I think she's attractive.
Although Shannon's been a regular on no fewer than 3 successful television shows, she clearly understands that fame can come and go. All in all, Shannon Doherty seems to have herself just as together as the character she portrays.
I hope that Dylan and Brenda stay together. I really do, because they make a really great couple.
I hope Dylan and Brenda finally work something out. It seems like they have this on-off relationship that can't figure out if they're going to be together or not.
Part of Luke Perry's appeal is his small-town charm. Of course, his smile can melt any heart, and his dark, sensitive eyes tell you that he's more than just good looks. He's certainly not your typical Hollywood pretty boy. There's a lot more to coy Luther Perry III than that. There are no actors, directors, or producers in Luke's family, and he didn't start acting until he was older than most of his fellow castmates. Luke was born in Ohio, where his family shuffled from one small town to another before they settled in a little place called Fredericktown, which is about an hour outside of the state capital, Columbus. His parents divorced when Luke was only 6 years old. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Luke recalled the pain of seeing his father treat his mother badly. And although he was very young at the time, Luke remembers very clearly how well he identified the problem and his own feelings of guilt because he was unable to help his mother as much as he would have liked. He told the magazine that he knew what was happening, even though his family did their best to shelter him from the truth. Luke encourages the writers of 90210 to deal directly with the real issues, because he knows firsthand that kids are aware of the problems around them. Luke's mother remarried happily when he was 12, and he has a wonderful relationship with his stepfather, the man who raised him. Sadly, Luke's natural father, Coy Perry Sr., passed away in 1980, and though father and son were still estranged, Luke did attend the funeral. In high school, Luke played baseball and showed his creative side by playing the school mascot known as the Freddy Bird. Once he even arranged for his stepfather's construction company to provide a helicopter which dropped him onto the football field clad in yellow tights, webbed feet, and bright red feathers. Luke's popularity with the fairer sex did not begin with his show business career. He was voted biggest flirt in high school. He told People magazine that his idea of the perfect date is to drive into the desert and create his own fireworks. Pyrotechnics, that is, literally shooting off fireworks and firecrackers. Luke moved to Los Angeles to try his luck at acting when he was just 17 years old. The going was tough, and he supported himself by working in a doorknob factory and laying asphalt. He made the move to New York, where he landed the role that first brought him to national attention. As good guy Ned Bates on the daytime drama Loving, Luke made quite an impression with the show's female fans. He also got to know Beth Ellers, who plays Harley Cooper on Guiding Light.
Luke was doing Loving at the same time that I was doing Guiding Light. And so we'd see each other at fundraisers and personal appearances and charity events. And we were friends. Luke was quiet and kind of shy and a great listener. You know, somebody that you felt when you were having a conversation with him that he really was paying attention to you and he wasn't looking over your shoulder to see who the next person was that was coming along. Intelligent and very warm. I have really good memories of him as just a very nice person.
It was during this time that Luke had the only serious relationship to which he'll admit, and that was with actress Yasmin Bleeth, who was co-starring with Melrose Place's Grant Show on Ryan's Hope. Luke and his lady love broke up shortly before he moved back to Los Angeles. Luke worked construction jobs to pay the bills while collecting more than 200 rejections as he auditioned around town. In fact, he was called from a construction job to read for the part of Dylan McKay, the role which was destined to change his life forever. Luke, Jason, and Ian have become best buddies and spend lots of time together. During an interview on The Joan Rivers Show, Jason had this to say about his friend.
Luke is, and I thank God for this every day, Luke is just a down-to-earth, straight-up normal guy like I am, and I'm very thankful for that.
Look for Luke's latest movie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, from 20th Century Fox. In this campy comedy, he plays the boyfriend of a cheerleader who finds out that she's next in a long line of women who are fated to seek and destroy Dracula's kin. He even shaves his trademark sideburns on camera in Buffy. Never fear, though, he grew them back in time for the new season of 90210. Thanks to the success of 90210, Luke Perry will be able to call his own shots for some time to come. From what we can tell, he feels a great responsibility to his fans and supporters. It's a safe bet that Luke Perry will continue to do the kinds of roles that will entertain and enlighten while working in Hollywood on his own terms. Final examination. Section 1, multiple choice. Who's the youngest member of the cast? A. Shannon Doherty, B. Brian Greene, C. Tori Spelling. The answer is Brian Greene. Extra credit. How many days separate Brian and Tori? Give yourself 5 brownie points if you knew that Tori is exactly 60 days older than Brian. What was the name of the character Luke Perry played while he was on Loving? A. Ned Bates, B. Curtis Alden, C. Bob Dylan. Luke played Ned Bates. Who played a very bad figure skater in a recent Saturday Night Live skit? A. Ian Ziering, B. Jenny Garth, C. Jason Priestley. Who else but Jason could do such a great send-up of skating? Who is a fraternal twin in real life? A. Jenny Garth, B. Luke Perry, C. Gabrielle Carteris. The answer is Gabrielle Carteris. Extra credit. What is Gabrielle's twin's name? 5 more brownie points if you answered Jim. What was Tori Spelling's first career ambition? A. Aeronautical engineer, B. Manicurist, C. Production accountant. Give yourself another coat of polish if you said manicurist. Where is Ian Ziering from? A. Nyack, New York, B. West Orange, New Jersey, C. Springfield, USA. Jersey boy Ian is from West Orange, of course. Which of the following is an expert equestrian? A. Brian Greene, B. Jenny Garth, C. Jason Priestley. 16 hands if you answered Jenny. Which of these stars can be seen at Shannon's Sweet 16 party? A. Steve Burton, B. Tommy Pewitt, C. Brandon Call. If you look closely, you'll see Brandon Call posing for photographs with Shannon. Extra credit. Which former Knots Landing star was also at the party? Look again and you'll spot Tanya Crow. Extra bonus credit. Who did Tanya play on Knots Landing? She played Donna Mills' daughter, Olivia Cunningham. Double extra bonus credit. Which 90210 star played Tanya's younger brother on Knots Landing? Give yourself 15 big brownie points if you knew that Brian Greene played Brian Cunningham. These are the essay questions. Answer each question in 1 to 3 sentences. What did you like most about this video? Who or what would you like to see featured in the next edition of Maximum Image? Are you male or female? How old are you? Please write your answers along with any additional questions or comments, and if you'd like, your name and address, and send it to Maximum Image, the video magazine, care of JS Entertainment, Hollywood Center Studios, 1040 North Las Palmas, Hollywood, California, 90038. We hope you've had as much fun watching as we've had making 90210 Behind the Zip Code. If you'd like to get involved or want more information about the organizations mentioned in this video, feel free to write to the addresses listed here.